Welcome to Old Guy Tech,
the OGT.TV recording studio.
Technology for the rest of us.
Hi, it's Rob Charney, Old Guy Tech TV, and I'm here with Trisha Wilkins, running for City Council in Placerville, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you, Trisha. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And so you are taking the big step of running for an office, and that's really admirable. I'm really excited about that for you. So tell me, what is it? What made you decide that you wanted to run?
I love Placerville. I grew up here. I live here with my family, and I just want it to be as good for the next generation as it was for me.
Yeah.
And have our community come together and just enjoy it.
So let's get right down to it. What are you thinking as far as how are we going to improve Placerville? How are we going to control or not control growth? What is it that you would like to see come forward?
I would like to see a lot of small business. I think I would like to see Placerville full, no vacant buildings, downtown, Broadway. That's my vision.
Yeah, it's kind of sad right now, isn't it?
It is sad.
Yeah. So we're trying to attract business. So let's think about this. How would we attract new business into Placerville? What would you think we should do?
Well, we need to use what we have. We need to advertise our location and our history and get people to see that Placerville is a really cool place and that it's a great place to do business. And then once they want to come here, make it easier for them. Reduce the fees for them to come, not nitpick at them, let them feel welcome to just shut up shop now and start operating.
I see. Now, is it expensive to get a business license in Placerville?
It's much more expensive than to get in the county.
Well, I wonder why that would be. Any idea why the city charges more? Just because they can?
Because they can.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it seems to me if I was going to be the city and I'd want to attract people, I wouldn't charge more than the county charges.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to.
So maybe it's an infrastructure thing. Have you looked at it? I think now the city has its own water system. Is that right? Water treatment plant as well. And so there's a fairly large expense on that.
Right.
Yeah. And so business licenses probably pay a portion of that, would you think?
Well, we had our good water system, and the regulations came down from the state that it had to be up to the standards.
New codes.
Yeah, so we're going to be paying for it for the next 30 years. And
I see.
It had
so
to
it was
be
a
done.
bond issue?
Yeah.
And so, okay, so now you've got the bond issue, but I'm getting back to the business license, because as a business person, I obviously have a business license and I know what it costs, and trying to figure out, Trisha gets on the city council and she goes, Rob, I'd really like to have Old Guy Tech somewhere in downtown Placerville. And I go, sure, I'd really like to do that. And I find out that the business license fees are twice as much as the county. Why would I do that?
Well,
and that's the problem, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the crux right there.
We tell you we want you to come operate within the city limits, and we're going to make it easier for you to do it.
Yeah, and not harder.
And then you'll want to.
Yeah. I don't understand that. That's amazing that they do that. So, okay, so then let's talk even bigger here. Let's talk let's say we want to bring a hotel, a high-class hotel into Placerville. What would you say, sitting in the city council, how would you go about trying to attract?
Placerville needs a hotel.
Yeah.
We need a 3.5, 4-star hotel. Something that look at where we are, and I think it's ridiculous that there isn't a place to stay where many people can stay. I mean, we have the boutique. We have the Carry House, which is nice, and the little bed and breakfast, but that's something that you would plan ahead for.
Right.
The snow comes in and they shut you down at Point View Drive, and what do? You have to drive all the way down to stay at a decent place on the hills.
Or even out of the county.
Or just, and that's if it's wintertime. But there's so much to do in our area. I mean, this is like the most beautiful place to get married. And what do wedding parties bring? People, and they have to stay somewhere.
Right.
Whitewater rafting.
We
can't, and we're missing out on a huge opportunity.
Wow.
And it's not just local money. That's what we need. We need to get other people's money here.
Sure.
And tourists have money to give us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If we have a place for them to stay.
So we want to attract big business in here so that we can also increase our tax base and maybe lower our fees to the small business and attract more business.
We can have our small business here. We have a hotel. We get money from the tourists. Small business is where it's at.
Yeah.
I really want to see this for Placerville.
Right, yeah. It would be so great. I remember Placerville, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, during the Christmas time, they had a tree lighting, you know, and I remember walking up and down and the stores were all open, and I think most of them were full then.
Right.
And it was a neat thing. It's kind of sad now.
Yeah.
So you really want to try to improve that.
Oh,
you
yes.
know, get business in and get tax
Get
revenue.
them here, work together. As a council member, I would want to be personally the one that goes, and I want to help coordinate the events, help speak to the event coordinators in the downtown, say, this is what we're going to do. This is what, I want everybody open, welcoming you into the store.
Right.
Set up a coffee booth, show what you have, show how cool Placerville is, and make every event awesome.
Something to really drag people
right
in.
And then they see.
That'd be really good. Well, okay, so you have an awful big passion for Placerville. Tell us a little bit about yourself, so that that our audience learns a little bit about Trisha.
Okay, I grew up here. I have 2 kids, 5 and 2.
5 and 2.
I am a married homemaker, and I'm really into just the community. I want to give and I want to serve the community. I have no financial gain. I mean, you're not going to get rich on city council.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I have no projects that I'm interested in that's going to benefit my finances or my family. It's just the willingness to serve. People keep saying, "Well, why are you running? Are you crazy?" And no, I'm not crazy. If I wanted to get a paycheck, I would go get a job. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I want to devote my time to.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. So, the city and the county have a few agencies that they share. Do you have a passion for something within like transportation or
definitely
or something?
Definitely public safety.
Public safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just seeing the way our parks are. Having the children and the streets, definitely.
So, public safety
police,
and police and that type of thing. Let's talk about the homeless situation in Placerville a little bit. Why don't you tell me about it? How is it being handled right now?
Well, fortunately, I had the opportunity to tour it. Art Edwards, one of the volunteers, gave me a tour, and my ideas beforehand and what I saw, it was a lot different than I think a lot of people realize, the way it's being run. I do understand that they were granted a 90-day use permit, and that's going to be expiring next month, and they're going to have the homeless people, they have their council, and the police chief and the city council and the landowner, they're going to come together and decide if everybody wants to continue with it and if it's going to be extended and allowed. But it's not 4 seasons. They're going to have to evacuate in November.
Right.
I had questions. Some of them they were not able to answer now, so we're definitely going to have to see how it's going to go after the meeting and should they decide to extend it.
So is any city resource going into this besides public safety? Obviously the police department is
As of
involved.
right now, the way it was explained, no. It's been supported by charity, churches, donations. They have 2 porta potties that were donated. They do have to pay for the ADA porta potty that they have there. They have some picnic tables. They would like to get more. They need to have a cement slab in their common area. They need to have a structure above so that they can house people through the winter.
Right.
That's not how it is right now. So they're definitely going to need money.
Yeah.
The land also, he said that it will have to be negotiated, a lease negotiated for that.
Okay. So
it won't
the
continue
landowner,
to be.
it's hard to believe that a landowner would allow this, but this is kind of neat. So he's doing it to help these people.
Yeah, and the grading was donated also. It's like a dirt path.
Yeah.
And then they have little sectioned off into little campsites.
Okay.
And so if he said that it was completely covered in berry bushes before that. And,
wow.
Yeah.
So how has the drug and maybe the violent situation been with the homeless shelter? Have they been pretty good?
Well, the day that I was touring there, right before I arrived, actually, he said that they had an arrest right there. A man was smoking a cigarette in the common area, and the police rolled up and put him in handcuffs and took him away. So one of the things is that they do check in at the Community Resource Center. They were unclear on what the process is to verify, because he said you have to be a resident of Placerville. They really couldn't answer.
How do you prove that?
Right. How do you prove?
Yeah.
And they also have 2 tents set up at the front. So basically you can stay undocumented for the weekend. If you show up after hours, there is a place for you to stay. And you're allowed to use that, and then on Monday morning you would have to go check in.
I see.
So, and
now, are they strict on the rules? Is there alcohol allowed and that type of thing?
Alcohol is legal, so they can't.
So they can't say no.
Yeah, they can't say no. They don't allow public drunkenness or drug use. They said they don't tolerate that. The volunteer is not there 24 hours a day, so they have a council of the homeless people. They kind of police themselves. They're given cell phones for emergencies.
I see. Yeah.
And
yeah.
They don't allow children.
Oh, no children?
No children, not even past the line where you park. Children are not allowed to step on the property.
What would a single mother do? She
They
couldn't be
don't
involved in
go
this
to
camp
that,
at
yeah.
all, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe you can work something out to try to get that as well. I feel I have a passion a little bit for these homeless people because anybody could be in that position depending on the way the economy goes. And so I always worry about these poor people. But then, again, I don't really like to see the panhandling that we see as well. You know, you see some of these guys standing on street corners with a little sign saying, you know, I need money. Well, you know, that's like their full-time job.
Right.
So it's like, I need money too.
Yeah.
So, you know, how are you going to help me here? So what about gang situations? Placerville have a gang problem?
Well, they're doing a good job keeping it from becoming a huge problem. They
Okay.
they have the gang task force.
So, okay. Now, the city of Placerville has its own police department. And they work in conjunction with the sheriff's department on like a gang situation?
Right. Yeah. When the police department need help, the sheriff department, they're right there to back them up.
That's good. That's good. You know, one of the things that I was also interested in is I'm losing it here. Sorry about that. I was thinking about the dispatch, the 911 operator situation. Is it true the city has their own and the county has their own as well?
Right.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah. I was just at the council meeting and they got a new dispatcher.
Oh, okay.
And they had a little ceremony for her.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so that's good. So the city has their own dispatch and the county has their own dispatch as well. What about fire? How's that work?
The fire, it goes through the county.
Okay. So it's a contract through
Right.
the county for fire. Oh, that's kind of neat. And so how else would you best think about trying to bring revenue into the city of Placerville? You got any other ideas? I know we talked about the hotel.
The hotel is a big
one. Yeah.
Bringing in business, small business. Our revenue is based on sales tax. Over 50% of it comes from sales tax.
Right.
So we need businesses open to sell things.
Yeah.
It's just simple.
Yeah. So so it sounds crazy to me that that the business licenses are so expensive. You're not. Where's the incentive for a business to come in?
Well, that's what we need to do. We need to get them here and then not nitpick them once they are here.
Yeah.
Of the sales tax, we have the biggest part of that is the car dealerships, and we've lost some of those. We still have, thank God, we have Thompson's.
Thompson's, yeah.
Yeah, but we just need fewer vacant buildings. We got to get them filled.
So we've got to make a plan to try to get business back into Placerville.
Into Placerville.
And that's your goal.
That is my goal.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, everything's tied together. You have our history, you have our public safety, and you have business, and those are my three passionate issues.
Right.
And so you use our history and our location to draw people in. They set up businesses. We have money for the police department. It's simple.
Right. Got to do that. Let me ask you something else that is also interesting. How is the parking handled downtown Placerville? I know that there was a big controversy a while back on that. How's it being handled? I know we have a parking structure situation.
Right now, you get 2 free hours of parking, and if you want to, you're free to stay. They don't kick you out, but you just have to pay. I think it's $1.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
I know. I was just thinking that was another form of revenue, and I have a big vehicle, so I can't park in the parking structure.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
too big for that. So I was just trying to figure out how they solve that parking
There's
issue.
different lots. There's the 2 lots on the Cedar Ravine side of Main Street. That there's the parking structure. You just, I'm hearing a lot from business owners saying, "Oh, we want free parking." Some people saying maybe 3 hours of parking. I don't think that the cost is too high. $1 isn't
wouldn't think that would make or break the situation.
Not, and you can pay at any station, so you pay here, you walk to the end, and you can just pay again. You don't have to run and sprint back to your car.
I see.
It's not like a meter where you put your quarters in.
Right. It's like a little computer thing? Oh, okay, that's pretty neat. So then that's another city revenue stream there. Now, how well does the city work with the Downtown Merchants Association? Does the city council have an involvement there?
I want to get involved with them. Yeah. I would love to be city council downtown personally at the events, coordinating with them, giving them, listening to what they have to say and what they would like to have attracted, what they'd like to attract to Placerville, and then work together with the other event coordinators and with the Downtown Association and with the individual merchants, and personally be there, listening to ideas, giving them my ideas. Hey, this would be really cool. Let's do this. Let's try it out. Not everything's going to work, but new ideas.
I started thinking about car shows. One of the things I love to look at cars. I can't afford to own one, but I'd love to look at these neat cars at these car shows. How do these special events work in the city? Does a group come in and then get a special use permit? Because I know that there's a number of these events that they actually shut down Main Street.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Yeah.
They shut down, and sometimes they will bring in their own, say, refreshments, and that's what needs to happen with the downtown, with the merchants. Like, we want you guys open. We don't want you to just shut down and let the event come in and do their thing and then leave. We want open.
Yeah, well, you would think as a merchant you would want to take advantage of that extra traffic, right?
Well, yeah, well, they could either see it as, they shut down the road, or they can see it as an opportunity. All this foot traffic, let's be outside. Instead of letting them walk by my store, I want to be outside standing there saying, come into my store. Look what I have for you. Look at my... my specialty, whatever
whatever
it is you've got, you got to show it off.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
What do we have for restaurants in downtown Placerville now?
Well, we have the Independent.
Yeah.
We have, there's Tortilla Flats have been there.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Sweetie Pies. There's places to eat.
There's a few of them.
Yeah. And that's one of the issues with parking is that you can either choose to eat or you can choose to shop.
Yeah.
Because you can't do a lot in 2 hours. But
right. I imagine you can choose I would assume you can prepay, say, hey, I know I'm going to be here for 3 or 4 hours, so just take care of it that way. Yeah. How is water and sewer handled in the city?
Well, we had a sewer system, and then the state told us they changed the regulations. We had to be up to their standards, and it was costly, so they bonded it out, 30 years to pay, and there was nothing we could do about it. We had to.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a mandate, it's a mandate. Right. And you just have to do it. Problem is, the state has so many unfunded mandates, right?
Right.
So in this case, you guys were able to get a bond issued to do that. So how are the water rates and the sewer rates compared to the county? Are they high?
They are high. I'm
huh?
hearing that. Unfortunately, it had to be done. We had to spend the money, and people will be paying for the next 30 years. For me, if I can't do anything about the water system, it had to be done. And if these unfunded mandates come down and there's nothing that city council can do, we need to look for creative ways to boost revenue so that we have more money, so that it's not just so draining.
Right. And does the city council, do they have a person or a part in the city that looks for grants and works for the city doing that?
Yeah, looking for grants is good, but the way I look at it is it's our money. If it's coming from the state or if it's coming from the federal government, we live in the state and we live in the government. It's not just free printed money.
No, of course not.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it's good because I know that, like the police department, a lot of times when they need a special vehicle, let's say, or something, they'll
fight to get our piece of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's a good deal too. So, what about how else is the rest of we know police and fire are taken care of, and water and sewer is taken care of within the city there, and it's all on the taxes. Now, how is Prop 13 involved if you know what Prop 13 is on property taxes, that you were able to carry that through. How are the property taxes in the city of Placerville? Would you say that they're higher than the county, or would you say they fall in line with a lot of other cities?
Off the top of my head, is it 1% property tax?
Yeah.
And the way I understand it is that the city doesn't get the tax.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, there's some administrative stuff in there somewhere, but I know that there's pros and cons in the state of California on our property tax situation, but it's a silly question. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to learn a little bit about the city itself, and so. When you become a city council person, what other? I mean, you say you want to help bring business. What else do you think you can do? Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
What else can we do here?
My main thing is I'm so optimistic for Placerville. Listen to the community. Get more people involved. Come down to the council meetings. Not just have the same 3 people that stand up and speak every single time. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The community chats. That's great. Stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But actual council meetings.
Yeah.
Come down. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to. I mean, it's maybe not the most exciting thing to everybody, but
still, you get to see how the city runs.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I have not been to a city council meeting in a while. I know that. As a general rule, the turnout isn't great as far as the public interest in it, is it? Yeah, that's interesting. You get a controversy of some kind, and you'll fill the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done any other? Has the League of Women Voters? Have you gone through that process?
There's a forum on the 1st of October.
1st of October. Where's that going to be at?
Town Hall.
Town Hall.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good. We have to put that down there. Old Guy Tech will come on down, and we'll do that one. So that'll be exciting for you.
That is exciting.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. And then the other thing that is really important to us is the Second Amendment. What's your position on the Second Amendment?
I love the Second Amendment.
I love the Second Amendment. Okay, good. And your favorite gun is?
My favorite gun would be my Colt 1911 45.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Do you have full-size compact?
Full size.
Full size?
Yes.
Wow. That's neat. So you go out and shoot and practice? And
Yes, target shooting. I'm so glad you asked me that question.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, I'm a big believer in it, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm also an instructor for the county for CCWs. They have a CCW yet?
No.
Oh, well, we'll work on that.
Yeah. I think it's doable now. So
yeah, well, you got a lot going on, so I'm sure as life settles down a little bit once you get this campaigning done. So, what's your webpage address?
ElectTrishaWilkins.com.
Okay, so we got to make sure that we'll get that up on when the screen comes across. We'll put your website on there so people can get there. And one of the things that you need to do out there is help Trisha. If you like what you hear and you like Trisha, and we sure do here, she needs help like anybody running for office. So maybe a little $10, $20, $30 if you can help out. That's a big help, and it's the only way that anybody can afford to run. So let's make sure we get out there and we help her out a little bit. And Trisha, I want to thank you very much for coming and seeing us. And it's been a ball. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And we're going to see you at one of these forums.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. So, hey, this is Rob for Old Guy Tech TV. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you again. Hi, I'm Rob Charney, Old Guy Tech TV, and I'm here to talk to you today about Windfall. Windfall is your local paper for classified ads, for what's happening in El Dorado County, for just about anything that has to do with El Dorado County. And they've got some great specials going on right now. As a matter of fact, they have a business special that is stated so that it's a 12-week business text ad for only $60. You can't hardly buy anything for $60, let alone a 12-week ad. Now, of course, you can always add to that or shorten it, whatever you think you want to do. They'll work with you 100%. They'll put the artwork together for you. They'll put the layout together for you. All you need to do is get a hold of them, and they'll take care of all the work for you. And trust me, it works. And we've been with the Windfall for a long time, and it's a great relationship between Old Guy Tech TV and News 44 TV and the Windfall. And we want to make sure that you get to take the same kind of advantage. The paper's incredible. I really highly suggest that you go ahead and you pick up a copy of just about anywhere. They're everywhere, any restaurant or in front of the drugstores and many other stores. You'll find the Windfall there, and it's a great deal. And let me tell you a little bit about Rob and Tina. They've worked very hard to make this newspaper something that they're very proud of. They've done it through the School of Hard Knocks. They're incredible people. They work really hard for you. They want to share their experiences for you. And I can't think of a better two people to really take advantage of this and make sure that you get your ad into their paper, because we sure like it. And I know a lot of others out there who like it as well. And one of the things is they decided that they wanted to move to a larger facility. They were cramped. If you ever saw their old office, there's barely any room for people to move. So they had an opportunity to move to a new location, still in Diamond Springs, and they have a open house. And that open house is September 26th, starting at 5 p.m. over here in Diamond Springs. And you know what? If you can come on by and just say hello, that would be great. Take advantage of some of the food and the music and the cars and some of the other stuff that's out there, and really enjoy yourself and have a great time. So I'm looking forward to it. Old Guy Tech TV will be there. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you. If you've got a business or you have a message you want to get out, you come and see us. We'll make sure that gets done. So don't forget, shop the windfall. Everybody needs a windfall.